So definitely one of those players who could be really influential in this game.
All right, let's see which map we're going to be playing on, please.
I actually don't know.
I
For the
do.
first time ever.
Good. Nobody spoiled it for me, but there it is. Consulate is at the end. Guts had the final say, and they remove Clubhouse. Now, does this make sense from a perspective of this matchup? That's the question.
Yeah, well, QConfirm were really embarrassed on this just the other day. If you recall, 1-7 by Giants. That was rock bottom for QC. But they do have other victories against... well, actually, honestly, the only victory I can find on Consulate for QConfirm is in the Thai Operations League. Now, that's not a good sign when they've lost it all 3 times they played it in the stage. As for Guts, like, they beat Scars on this map. They even beat Cloud9 on this map. So I do have a feeling, despite Guts being out of form at the moment, and I think QC being a bit more so in form, I think that Guts has got a really good shot here on Consulate.
Yeah, I think especially when you look at the bans by opponents for this map for these two teams, it's been banned against Guts far more than it's been banned against QConfirm, which leads us to believe, of course, that Guts is scarier on it. I mean, that's all there is to it.
I'm kind of... I'm starting to have these ideas in my head of what sort of operators we'll see in this game. We've seen roaming maestros even in the game that we had before. So
is that your favorite?
Yeah, look, it's the Joe inspiration, right? At some point, it's going to spread outside of UK, Ireland into EU, and will continue the same way out into APAC as of today. So I'm very worried about this because Consulate can be this super flexible map for the attackers, but sometimes the defenders, it's up to them to kind of figure out how to delay and bunker down when necessary, James.
Yeah, well, I might go so far as to predict some operative bans. I don't know whether I'm going to be wrong here, but looking at Guts, they love banning the Montaigne, and QConfirm are not afraid to use it when they feel like they want to. So, and also 81% ban rate on Valkyrie for QConfirm. Valkyrie is really powerful on console. I expect to see out of Guts a Monty and Valkyrie ban. They might let the Monty through as it's not as impactful on Consulate, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. As for QC, they like to ban that Thatcher, and that'll enable Guts to then play the Maverick, which they're really confident on and they like to play a lot of. So that's what I'm expecting to see in terms of operator bans. I think you're going to see a lot of Ace as well in this game, and particularly on that top floor. There's a lot of unexplored territory and how Ace can be used to open up the meeting walls. And hopefully we get to see some impact tricking because I'm a massive nerd and I love seeing that hard breach and hard breach counter interaction.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at what QConfirm like to ban, I mean, Thatcher's their most banned attacking operator, which is kind of a classic. Maverick as well, which you don't expect to be so prevalent on this map necessarily. They also really like to ban Dockerby. So that could be an interesting one that they go for. It's another one that I think we see C9 do every now and then. When you look over at the defenders, Valkyrie, okay, it's classic, it's Consulate. Maestro, that could be an interesting one because obviously Echo currently isn't in play, and you see a lot of teams across all regions opting to ban Maestro instead of Echo while, you know, there is that empty slot. So that's another one that could be interesting.
Yeah, I have a lot of these ideas in mind, actually. There's so much that you can do. We saw this, was it? If we compare this to a match that we had yesterday in the E-League, I believe it was game 1, like Chaos versus VP on this map. There was something odd about seeing a team that just wants to rush through into a site the moment that route is open versus a team that really wants to spend their time clearing out, making sure everything's set around the map before they actually dive on it. And obviously both of these strategies can
Yeah, indeed. Now, I just want to say, Milosh, are you frozen or something? You're standing there staring directly into my eyes, and no, okay. I don't know if there's an issue with VMix. Sorry, my dog wants to talk to me. What's wrong? Yeah, hop up on the bed. Up on the bed.
Bed has got some good insight.
He knows the stats. You know, Bear just told me that it's going to be an interesting look to see how these teams deal with Plantanile and information gathering on the bomb site, because as you mentioned, hey Milosh, welcome back. As you mentioned, Echo's been already banned. If the Maestro gets banned as well, and Valkyrie, which is not only a common ban on Concept, but a common ban by Guts, then we're really not looking at, we're looking at a situation where there is very little information on plants, on the bomb site. So if, let's say you're defending the garage, you're trying to know, are they planting at White Van yet? Are they in? Where are they pushing from? You don't have your Evil Eyes because that's been banned. You don't have your Valkyrie because that's been banned. You don't have Echo because he's in quarantine. Oh, man, I wouldn't be trying to use my plant style in a situation like that. So maybe banning the Maestro in particular would be a kick in the gut, I guess you could say. So I probably would avoid that.
I'm curious how often we're going to see the top floors being played. Yesterday, a big talking point for us in preparation was for Consulate was, well, a lot of teams are moving down to lobby, they're moving down to server, they're moving down to the garage. It really is that console chamber that isn't really being used the same way they used to see, even 6 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, just having a look at QConfirm statistics right now on this map. The site that they like to defend the most is the basement site, but they've actually never won a defensive round on that site. They've lost all 5 times they've been. They've actually only been a couple of times to Meeting a CEO up on the top floor, which is their 3rd most favored site. So that it really aligns with what you're saying there, Milos, is a lot of teams right now are no longer taking the top floor as their primary site, and I highly doubt that QConfirm will be doing that either.
Well, our lobby's almost ready, so let's kind of start wrapping things up here. James, expectations though after watching these teams' performance. That's the main thing now, not just history and stats and all of that. I want to see how is it with how badly or well they've been playing over the past couple of weeks.
I got 3 parts to it. One, QConfirm are totally out of form right now, and I'm worried for them. They're still trying to mess around with their roster. They got 3 players, and it could be any 2 of them that is on the roster for the day. We really don't know until we rock up on the day, so clearly they're going through something. On the other hand, Guts don't look the same since they lost JJ. And this team has been seriously struggling. They lost to Talon and Norango, which I think that is way beneath them. They should never have lost to those teams. They are way out of form as well. The nail in the coffin for me, for QConfirm, is how poor their record has been specifically here on Consulate. They only won 3 rounds the last 2 times they played this map against Giants, and they also lost it to Cyclops, whereas Guts have a much more positive rating. So despite both of these teams being out of form, I'm going to go with Guts.
Yeah, just having a look myself, as you say, there's the 7-2 against Giants, 7-5 against Cyclops, neither of which did QConfirm win. Guts had a kind of narrow game against Scars on Consulate. It's really concerning. I think QConfirm have it in them to win.
Are you concerned for them? Are you feeling concerned for their chances of winning this game, Gia?
They have it in them to win. But like you,
do they have the guts?
All right, Milos, can we just send it into the game?
I wish I could, but somebody has gone to the toilet, which means we're gonna have to kill another minute. Thank you very much.
The players have decided to go for a pee break. That's all right. Look, maybe they're nervous for the game. I don't know.
No,
I'm curious to know which team it is. Well, if it's QConfirm, I think they should be.
Good
luck.
But
I mean,
bring
the thing
Baird
is
on here.
Can you please actually do that? I would love that.
People want you. Beardy, come here.
I just want to sleep. Let him. Leave Brittany alone.
It's nearly 2 a.m.
Go and grab him and drag him over.
Come here.
He just...
Hey, come here. Come on.
Leave me alone, man. I want to sleep.
Oh, yeah, he's not interested. Sorry, guys.
He doesn't think. Ask him who he's predicting.
Hello, my name is Baird, and today I would like to talk to you about QConfirm versus Guts. The game is just about ready,
there you go.
I am going to predict Guts.
Baird, you have saved the day. As the moment Baird stepped up on the camera, the game was set to go. So, Geo, Dev, and of course Baird, thank you very much for your input. Let's toss it over to our casters. Final matchup of today, QConfirm versus Guts Gaming, Styland versus Japan, and it's Fulkin Hap to guide us through it.
Quite concerned that they didn't start with Flap, because
it's the way.
Been the opening.
It's the
by
official
default
term, I believe, at the minute. Hey, what's up?
I'm still not really sold on it, but
no. Well,
no.
The other option
I think
was.
there's better options.
We've heard
no,
Cap Dem Fluke. We've heard Fap. We've heard.
Yeah.
Captain Hap.
I think Flap
Cap Hap.
is the easiest one
Cap
so
Hap.
far.
Does
Cap
that
Hap.
work? Cat Hap. Like you, but if you're
Shouldn't
a
it be
cat.
no Cap Hap?
No, you're a dog. You're not a cat. What's up? We're in the last game of the day. Has Delirium set in? I don't know. Was there a little bit of a long desk?
Possibly.
No fault of the desk people. They did wonderfully to fill the time there. But
And then press the
unfortunately,
S button.
there was some important work to be done on the game.
A bio break.
It couldn't wait. You don't want to carry that into a game, especially the game on Consulate, because Consulate, well, that gets hot heavy, that gets fast, that gets aggro, and this is an aggro place where Ying's already off the board.
Very interesting. Haven't seen the Ying being played that much on a map like Consulate. Of course, the teams, however, especially QConfirm, really likes to bring it. So now it has been removed. They're not going to be allowed to go for it. Nomad will be followed up with. Most likely a Valkyrie will be coming down from either of these teams as well, as that is normally the duo we would see, especially in EU and NA, if you're looking at Consulate, just to aid for these, or basically deny these runouts.
Well, Clash gone 2, and I guess when you're looking at Clash on this, I mean, alright, Consulate, there's some places you can throw a Clash. There's some places where it can be really effective, but you think of what's on the board now. You're looking at a Malusi that's been allowed through. You're looking at, obviously, well, Echo's still off the board, but Maestro can have some big plays and big situations. Yeah, it could be a comfort thing. Yeah, it could be something where they know Guts like to play it. But either way, there's only really a handful of places you can demonstrate a very top-tier Clash here in this situation. There's so much window control and so much lock-off ability that you can get in the tight, otherwise, corners that it takes a lot of skill to bring the level of Clash that it might otherwise be easier. Lobby press, though, if we're going to talk of a site where it might be a good place to have one, that's a good opener.
When I'm thinking about the Clash, I'm thinking about the yellow stairs holds we have seen attempted many times. Some may pull it off a bit better than others, but we are indeed going to lobby press, and we're not having that. Ooh, what? Am I seeing this right? Am I dreaming?
Okay,
Is this...
we just had medics in our go.
It's the hell yeah, like the driest
Medics
hell
is
yeah
a
you've
Fuse
ever
main,
seen.
actually. He does play Fuse if you play with him in rank.
I mean, the AK-12 is a really good weapon.
Great gun.
Also has a secondary hard breach tool and had that extra cluster charge added to him like a while ago.
Across the board.
So, the only downside many would say he has is the fact that he's a 1-speed. He is slow. He's got too much armor.
Noisy as well on his gadget deployment.
Yeah.
That's the thing about him being a sick pick is a surprise attempt, but the surprise lasts until you hear the heavy ka-chunking of a big Russian making his way towards you with bags of grenades, and that's always the downfall, because you can't really pop it on a soft window, because usually, especially in a region like this where everyone is so gun-happy and gung-ho, in a lot of situations where they'll swing onto those windows, well, they'll swing onto the window. You can get above, you can pop these down and take control. Maybe they expected it to be a basement hold. Either way, they can still use this utility to apply some pressure onto that bathroom. And, well, let's see if Fuse can be a man of a moment. He was a surprise, at least.
What I think his role really excels in is, first of all, utility clearing and shepherding, really. It's not so much about the kills, and many might think I'm going crazy now because I say it like that. But his 6 charges that pop out of one of them are either going to be clearing out all the ADSs and my discs in the room. For all the extra that you're still going to be popping out, you're going to be destroying barbed wires, maybe even Maestro cams, some shields possibly. And if you're going to be using it to shepherd, you just put it into a room when you know people are, you hold the exits of that room, and as soon as you pop it, they will start running. They will come right to you. And it's not so much about getting kills with the gadget itself. It's more so to just guide the rest of the attack with it.
Well, the pressure's starting to come in from these aforementioned windows, and if you're somehow unaware, it's a top start here as you try and lock down anything that is on this open lobby. Wow. Papillon is able to take care of Hajime and gets rid of the first bit of approach. We saw a lot of Ash flash, but we didn't see any of the hard destruction. Well, I say hard destruction. Hard shields broken by soft destruction. That is how you use it nowadays. She fills that utility gap and takes care of the many Maestro cams, shields, and barbed wires that are otherwise littered around our scene. Could be a big blow if they weren't able to get any of the intense parts of the hold taken out before they start to apply their pressure. Either way, well, if you're looking for a man with explosives, he's still slowly ka-chunking his way closer.
Still has about 24 grenades he can pop out in quick succession. Of course, needs to get that top control first, because you can see he wants to use it from the top floor down just to put some pressure onto the bathroom. But as long as there's still 2 to 3 members playing up there, you're going to have to clear out these angles first. And that is going to be the hard part with about 45 seconds left. And the fuse is still repelled up on the spiral. Grenade will be tossed out now, but we'll find no joy. And that means that Guts have a really good hand into this defense.
The diffuser is being planted just inside the door, and there's a bit of the cover, and there's a little bit more. The canister goes off, and the diffuser is cold, and suddenly it is the man all by himself. Just kind of relaxing until he gets shot in the face. But Guts, well, I said we can see aggression on this map, and most of that, if not all of those deaths, happened outside the building.
Indeed, no one managed to actually get inside. The one that got closest was the Termite trying to go for the reverse plan to get the diffuser outside of the actual building. So, you know, his back was sticking in, but that's about it. No one else managed to take any control elsewhere, and that leaves them very vulnerable, especially now Guts has that 1-0 up. They are now going to Archive Stellars. It's a split side. They're not going for the default rotation where they would be going up upstairs right now or down into the basement completely in garage and kitchen. As they choose to go for the split one. And that means that they're not here to follow a set rota, but they're here to try and toss QConfirm off guard as much as they can.
Well, let's see if they can try and make something happen twice. Now, we can't really give the proof here of the kind of process of saying they played lobby and it's an offsite, so it's unexpected. And they were able to take that, I guess, a little bit out of the winds of QConfirm, who seemed a bit stumped and slow as they tried to approach. Here, the fuse is back on the board. Here, we're on another historical and stereotypical offsite. It's not always one of the first picked. It's almost never the first picked when you have the other options being obviously CEO and Cafe itself. So let's see if they can keep the game guessing, because Guts are living up to their name right now for me. They're trying all of their slightly out there strategies. And when else is best than the final day of this split?
It's the final day of the split, indeed, and that means the points are going to be given away after this matchup has concluded. They won't have a big impact, as all they can really influence is the bottom 4 of this phase, this stage. So that means 9 to 12. Much more is not within their grasps, and that leaves us with, of course, the top 8 already knowing what points they will get. Maybe a small adjustment being made due to whoever wins, considering the tiebreakers, as it's a very complex moment, system I will be getting into next Playday. Not now.
Not yet.
I'm gonna save that for all your brains.
Okay.
Just to make sure it doesn't fry at this
my brain,
this late afternoon
or
night, depending on where you are.
Already fried consistently. It's just air in there, and most of it hot, as most of what I talk about, no idea. But hey, that doesn't stop me. Let's see if we can find some clarity on the push here on the split site. The pressure is coming over admin. There's no intense immediate response, but as you can see, the drone trying to force it and force them away. There goes Yura, and there goes most of Yura's health, able to retreat to the opposite side of the top floor. And it's still going to be a problem, but with 2 minutes, at least QConfirm are in the building. They've already found more success than they did last time round, all 5 of them. In fact, locking their way generally around this side in this push, and still hunting Yura. Iana, the fraud, at least, version is looking for the opener here and looking to get that final blow, but Yura's just going to prolong it, and the destruction is able to drop Zofia far away.
A bit down, however, Rodini, of course, has the opportunity to get himself back up if teammates are not able to with the last stand. And as Light now got recovered as well, we have 2 members on the likes of Guts that are low on HP. One has been down, one has not been. As QConfirm hopes to take some quick control here. They need to open up into this site. They need to get the verticalities going, because that's exactly what will be waiting on the other side. C4s, C4 galore. Look at that, 2 more left on both Kaid and on Lily, who's using that cardiac sensor as well, just to get the heartbeats out, just to guide these C4s. And as Guts Gaming is still active on the first floor, they surely will be putting up some pressure soon.
Wow, 40 seconds as you said, but with everybody still standing, it's a very different method here. Like, Solus is trying to apply the instant pressure here, looks towards the connector with Lily underneath, and potentially all the heartbeat that can be led there. Well, no catch as of yet. They're still concerned about Vigil, who's holding the top of yellow stairs, but they're no longer concerned about Crazy Papillon, who is the first off the board. And there's the quick follow-up, and there's the cover that was long awaited, but with only 15 seconds, they've got to make sure this push happens fast. A frag grenade drops and misses, but the diffuser is dropped too, at least theoretically. It's dropped onto the site. They don't quite get the damage that they need to, and it's planted. The best kind of drop. Ash goes in, Ash goes down. 3 versus 1. Lily has some hope, but not a huge amount of time. They take their time to get themselves reloaded and see if they can get a beat through the floor. This is where they're going to be at least at their strongest, but QConfirm aren't going to play that game. They're going to move further away, confirm that they can try and take the firefight on a flat ground instead of playing vertical against the pulse, and they lock it down. There is their first round, and there is a response.
There we have the response. It's 1-1, as you just said, and that means that the split side will not be working out. QConfirm able to shut that one out, and the question now is Guts going to be trying to run it back, or are they going for a different one? A different one it is, as console and meeting has been chosen. It has been opted to, as the operator select is slowly finishing up. See a Mozzie coming on the board right now, will potentially be used to hold admin. Monty also being showed just ever so slightly, but it might be 6 picked out. I might request a reply from Guts Gaming as well, as the fuse again coming out for the 3rd time in a row. I'm not sure if I've heard any cluster charge detonate yet.
I don't think I have either. At this point, obviously, Producer Boom's been able to get a kill, but I guess in my head I'm thinking maybe they keep maybe not knowing the site. And it's one of those situations, obviously, where I've talked about site expectation. I've talked about the percentage of seeing sites and where we're most likely to go, and maybe they just keep holding out hope that they find this pocket plan, this strategy, and they just keep being like, no, they've gone with split site. They've gone with lobby.
Yeah. What if it's meant to go for the bottom floor for Garage, for example? Because, I mean, I would see it work there, because there's a lot you can actually use in verticality there. I don't see it really work here, especially with these windows being opened preemptively now, because they're aware of the fact, like, they've been bringing Fuse the past 2 rounds, guys. Let's just open up all these windows just to make sure they're not going to be able to use any of that utility directly on the site to deal with our utility instead. So the counter is already there from the likes of Guts Gaming in terms of the direct site pressure. Of course, you can still use them on admin, on different windows, maybe bathroom. But still, I think it's meant to go for the bottom floor, for basement, for the garage. And Guts is just not giving it to them.
Tension is now being played pretty fervently, and earlier on when you and I were casting before, we were talking about the high caliber drone game that was being bought, and again, an aggressive map, and this is one where I guess I want to see a similar thing from the hands of the aggressive QConfirm, because you can still play a similar setup. You can still put a lot into your opener and then get yourself in the building and push from that situation onwards. Obviously, we saw it lead to success last time round, though. There was only about 10 seconds left to the push for them to actually be able to get the diffuser down. Here, I guess slow and steady. Slow on the info, slow on the droning. Let's see if we can push.
Mozzie able to take out one drone, not hacking it. All pests already been deployed. So let's go back into the onto the cams, hoping to get some information out, finding out where the push is actually going to be coming from. That one had a bit of a wave to it. It looked really weird, but I like it. Okay, we managed to, well, not open it up yet, because Lily is going to be playing around that area, whisking an entire magazine of the 416 carbine. But with that, we'll be taking down the Selma. The one Selma that was used to potentially take care of Crazy Papillon, as now another one will be going off right into the smoke, and it will be successful. It will detonate. It will be creating that hole and make the position of Crazy Papillon unplayable.
Wow, Yura's still out and moving and is tempted by the jump out. There it is, and there they go, and there's the cover opposite side. Producer Boom, 2 for 1. Still no fuse charges popped as of yet, but at least they're able to get a kill there and get a little bit of the cover. You've lost your Ash. That's twice we've seen the Ash first off the board, and twice you kind of hope, if you're a QConfirm fan, that they're able to at least get some of the work they needed to done, because it's become a little bit of a joke, but also there's a lot of factuality there that she is important in the current meta in a utility-based way. She's not just running no-brain all guns. She is take care of bits and bobs you need to, and, well, Producer Boom's able to take a little bit care as the diffuser is going down yet again. Lycolis is, for the second time, found his way in, but isn't going to stick it this time. Sounds like a Maestro cam was what was popping off, and, well, they're going to go for round 2. Second take, second attempt, seconds of success.
Healthcare able to pick up yet another kill as the Maestro cam will be taken down as it started zapping down Lycolis. It's only up to Light right now, facing a Fuse, upside down repelled with that AK-12, peppering him down ever so slightly. Then another AK-12 is about to move in as you saw the Gemini replicator moving through. They know exactly where he's going to be at. Refire will be attempted with the Alda. Only 25 bullets left in the magazine as Light survives, but just barely. And as he keeps on pushing through, there is one on Spiral, there is one on Side, there is one on Connector. Picks up one to start things off with, but needs to find 2 more. The pistol comes in. Producer Boom gets that final kill up on the rappel, and that means that QConfirm will be able to pick up their second round right here. Yet to see a cluster charge going off, but the kit of Fuse somehow seems to be working nonetheless with the guns he has.
But have we seen him use the kit yet?
No, not the kit itself.
Okay.
He tried. He wanted to pull out a cluster charge, I think, but then he had the exothermic in his hands. He's like, no. And now it's too late. There's no time anymore.
We
So he went back to his
saw
gun.
the start of the animation. We saw the start of possibility, then went to swinging guns instead. And as you said, yeah, it's been working well, but in the way they expect, I don't know. I can't argue with the logic. Currently Fuse is in 100. You know, if you're looking at putting yourself at the top of the board, there's Producer Boom. Not playing Fuse this time. So now we're on the cafe site and there's no Fuse.
This is the one where you would maybe like it to have, we would like to have it
again,
most.
we can only hypothesize, but I guess it's one of those things where, do they expect to be back here? What has changed now? Yeah, okay, we've seen Fuse not have an effect, and maybe they hoped for a little bit more on the other sites. But at the same time, you know, I guess there's the risk of, are we back at lobby or are we here? Either way, if you're here, is he going to join this out and be like, are you serious? Now I've stopped playing Fuse?
I think that will be the call. If that was the plan, just to have it for this one side, because this is often where teams go first, you are going to be like, really? Like, come on. Why? I'm just getting cyberbullied at this point. That is probably what Producer Boom is thinking right now.
I mean, I know you talked about 6th pick and baiting a little bit. And I guess the idea there is he 6th picked it, but was baited out by the site selection of the opposing team. To now, when he didn't swap to it, it is when it probably would have been best. Hajime is opening up with the admin clear. Led to success on the second round, and this time there is no intense pressure coming from Vigil. You don't really have to be too aggro in this situation. I think they've realized that their roam game here was shut down pretty quickly. I'm not saying they got the kill very quickly, but look at what they did. They pushed Vigil away into a space, they set someone up to hold the angle, and it allowed them to start to move elsewhere. They kind of created a no Vigils allowed zone with guns and threats, and it worked very well. And it seems like Guts Gaming, they're not going to start by playing into that game, but there's always the potential on this map that you can rotate aggro and find some success.
That's what they want to do. Just stay put for now, turtle down. Let them feel comfortable on the likes of QConfirm, and as soon as they do, as soon as they just leave that little gap, that is your moment to sneak through, especially if you're Yura, for example, or Light, as those are two operators that have the opportunity to go for a bit of a flank. But for now, they're staying put. For now, they're anchoring down, letting QConfirm know it's only Crazy Papillon up in the bathroom, and I'm not sure if you can even call us a roam. This is more of an anchor position as well, because I don't think there's any operator that anchors more than the player in the bathroom.
No. Hajime, almost the instant off the board yet again, but is able to keep himself standing for now. It's actually Producer Boom, the man of the moment, takes off Fuse and unfortunately takes the title of being the first gone. An unfortunate swing onto Jackal, but at least they're able to start trying to apply some pressure onto the site itself, with Hajime now in control of Piano, and then the body on the opposite side of lobby. There's Iana, there's a spray, there's a bait, there's a little bit of possibility of a surprise strike if they miss it, but, well, it's down to Healthcare to take the catch here. They have an angle, they have an idea, they see the man, they get into the fight, and Healthcare is able to take out Crazy Pappy, and he tried a good play there, but unfortunately Healthcare was one step ahead.
Tried to hide, but the hiding failed. He got detected by the shoulder peak to comment. Free Fire following up right after, and right now QConfirm looking to set up for the final execute. The Selmas are going off, the wall is being opened up, and with 30 seconds left and the smoke canisters raining in, this will be a very tight one.
Yana yet again careening down the back stairs, but actually Roldini is able to take out the control of pipes. This is going to make that cross angle much harder to fight. This is going to allow those bodies on the backside to start applying pressure in the pinch. Hajime takes care of Lil 2. The big crossfire and the big bit of control is brought back into a balance by Light and Euro with quick trades, but now it's a 2 versus 1. Now it is nobody. As QConfirm go all guns blazing. And this time it swings into their favor. 3 in a row on their attacks, and they've been able to pull back from what was a pretty tepid and disastrous start.
Really good choice there from Lyconis to decide to actually go off of the plant there. As the cover on Spiral died, he realized there is no one on site with me. The other one is upstairs in yellow. It's not going to be able to support me from any push to come in from pipes or any push to come in from the kitchen. Decided to go off, get 1 kill, swap over to that pistol and pick up the next one as well. And that is the 3rd round for QConfirm. One that they will desperately need. They will desperately cherish as well. As there it is again. The fuse is out to play. But we're on lobby press. Not basement.
No basement.
I'm starting to doubt my own skills on predicting where they actually want to use this all.
Okay, well, I mean, we didn't know where we were going. To be honest, if you're at this point of Guts Gaming, you would assume lobby, because it's the only round. Or if you're in QConfirm, you would assume Guts Gaming will want to go lobby, because it's the only round that they've been able to take, and they took it well. They didn't even let any members of QConfirm into the building. But as are you situated, I question too just what this fuse will do. Because you think of the times that we've seen him, he's done well in terms of the guns. But we haven't seen him use any of his utility at all. Like, full stop.
Yeah, we haven't seen the heart breach. Nope. We haven't seen either the cluster charges, any of them. We've seen an attempt, but then realized it might be too late in the round to actually do it. You might actually TK your own planter if you're putting it up at that moment in time. But it is coming back now. And I just hope that QConfirm is going to be able to put up some extra pressure on the stop flow control now, because that is really where that fuse will start working. As soon as you have the top flow control, as soon as you have the ceilings or the floor to your advantage, to your power, and then you can be putting up those cluster charges. Then you can start raining down hell from above. Just make sure that, well, if you're in the room, you're probably going to get filled up with shrapnel.
It's worth citing the fact that the opening frag has generally gone away from QConfirm every single round, and yet they've still been able to turn those into success stories. Is this another situation where obviously, as we said before, they didn't even really get in the building on the pressure they wish to apply here? It's a heavy top floor hold with producer boom, the anvil to the back of the hammer that's pushing from the opposite side. There goes Hajime. 3 times he's been the first body off the board, and 4 times it's been a QConfirm that's on the cam duty from now on out. But can they find the success of the previous times they lost somebody? Great frags over the top as the admin control is going to apply this pressure. As I said, hammer and anvil either side. They want to try and pinch those bodies and make them make mistakes on the rotations and the angles. Feed them towards the windows and the beasts that are upon them.
Trying to put some pressure here. Roldini on the upside down rappel. Crazy Papillon is behind the desk. Spotting out the head every now and then. And there we have it, but it's not quick enough on the trigger as Roldini to come out with the kill. That is giving the advantage, or well, putting it back into equal numbers rather. Meaning it's a fight that is winnable here for QConfirm with a minute left. Yet again, not a single cluster charge being used. Still that breach, the heart breach gadget is well on hand. And now I'm starting to think, are they only playing this because they like the AK-12 and like Colas is the one on A, so they have to choose for another operator? Like, I fail to see how it's working for them.
40 seconds, and well, at least this one is an immediate entry, and to be fair, we saw them try and stick the diffuser on this before, even with very little control. But they need to claw a little bit more because everything will otherwise fall apart as it did before. Lyconis has dug his way in to the back side of the spiral stairs, and he's planting in a slightly off-piste position, and it baits out the smoke canister. Yura tries to rotate round, but it seems like the surprise has worked. They weren't 100% where it was, and they're still not 100% where Maverick is. They see the diffuser, they assume he hasn't gone anywhere, but it doesn't stop him just swinging onto a double with Roldini, locking one off on the opposite side as well. Now, it is all the success story going into their favor, but light from above shines down and swings themselves into a 1 versus 1. Producer Boom, Fuse, still all with everything to play for in his pockets, but he refuses to use it because bullets do the job just fine.
I'm getting really triggered by the fact that we keep on seeing Fuse, and I'm really excited about it because, you know, when is the last time we've actually seen a Fuse? And just nothing.
Like,
it's just angles being held. Like, I want to see the big booms coming in. I want to see the fireworks on the side.
Yeah, he's called Producer Boom, and you want to see booms.
Yeah, I want to see him produce booms.
Now he's on Monty.
But he's not doing it.
I like how there's the side story of this game.
He's going to probably six-pick it.
Yeah, there's a side story of this game, which is like 4-1. Good game on Consulate. The way what we're looking at this is obviously we're seeing very creative adaptation from QConfirm. They're losing that...
One more time.
Yeah, they're losing that foot. This is story 1. This is a story of this game.
Oh, okay.
They're losing that first foot, QConfirm, and that they're able to really well creatively adapt. They get themselves a little pocket of space, and they almost sneak their way through into a position where they can strike. And it's a little bit of a lapse of confrontation, and kind of a little bit of a lapse of control that we're seeing from Guts Gaming, because the pockets that QConfirm are building, the little bubbles of air that are able to be their lifeline to swim through the sites and into a great position. Storyline 2 of this game is Producer Boom picking Fuse, never using any of the charges, and us just wanting to see them, because this is now...
He's still leading the charge.
Oh yeah, top of the board. Like, top of the board.
Not using any utility.
Not using any utility. And I guess last time we joked about maybe he expected this site and didn't get it. This is it. This is all stars aligning. This is where, at the end of all of our red string and pictures that we've put onto a board and a wall, we can go, I want to see Producer Boom blow some stuff up.
After 6 rounds, he can produce some booms, hopefully. As he is now going to be attacking Piano, most likely, just to get the control, as that is obviously key to put down these cluster charges. Knows that someone is going to be there, hoping to go for a pre-fire, but Light managing to survive and falling back into the bathroom, which is completely reinforced off. So that means it's going to be a hard task for the likes of QConfirm to try and hunt him, to try and get him out. Because as soon as you manage to get him out, that is when these booms can start coming in. That is when these cluster charges can start raining down into the site, take out all the utility and players inside of it. As Producer Boom still holding angles and droning their entries in.
Hajame's got to the top floor very quickly, spots the C4, and there's Producer Boom removing a boom, taking it off the board. Actually, you know, I guess he's not producing the boom more than editing them right now, and he's decided that C4, that's not a good boom. Let's get it out the board. Light is the one that is dug in a situation where it otherwise fell, and they looked much more ready and able to drop out instead of taking the fight that Crazy Papillon took last time round. There they go. They're off, they're out of there, and they're not going to stick around to see their life flash before their eyes, because look at all the bodies that are coming to collapse around every single side. Healthcare with the high up angle, and you can see the bodies pushing Roldini on Piano, Producer Boom on the windows of Anti. This is it.
There they come. He is ready. He's in Piano. He has 4 cluster charges. There you go! The cluster charge one going, and I'm so happy that we're going to be able to see this here. It's going to be taking out the Malusi that you saw right there. The one might not doing its job. Second one going in behind the white fan. Also not going to be doing anything as of yet. But he still has 2 left. He still has 2 left to try and force out these key positions, which is on those pipes, of course. If one lucky one can come in, you might be able to force him out.
In the meantime, underneath the rainfall of grenades, it's the rainfall of bullets that has fallen to the favor of Guts Gaming. They've put themselves in a great situation and a great position as Yura tries to creep around the back of Yellow Stairs. This could be a massive take that would entirely pull apart the hold and the push here. There is a single man isolated just underneath the staircase in a 3 versus 1. 30 seconds, but you don't know where they are. They are all around you. Oh god, oh no. There they are. Guts Gaming. They take their second round and, well, at least we saw a fuse go.
I like Producer Boom better when he actually didn't use the fuse charge because he got kills when he didn't.
100%.
I'm like, this is anticlimactic.
Yeah. Oh, okay, it's not 100%. It's like a 75% success rate when you don't use the charges and a 0% success rate when you do.
Yeah.
That's biased statistics. That's biased maths for you guys out there.
It's not what I expected when I saw the fuse coming out for 5 rounds. But hey, we got some charges in the end, and we are seeing the orcs coming out right now, but it most likely will be 6 picked out by Producer Boom. As he's really playing on that 6-pick game I've been ranting out before.
Yeah. He's
really happy about that.
Yeah, he's living up to your expectations.
He listened.
Learnt, loved to not use fuse charges. Hey, 4-2, we're on a split. Now we're on a situation with Guts Gaming. A team that can be quite adept on their aggression might be able to pull something back from this. QConfirm played some really good pocket moments and pocket control. As we saw, they seem to have eyes on the objective and push their way towards it pretty continually. And I guess let's see if that translates to their holds here. Starting on the split site, the site of a bit of success for them on their attack, and, well, only seen once. They didn't want to double down in the Guts Gaming defense. Can QConfirm teach a bit of a lesson on how to keep this 100% in their ratio? A slightly more realistic statistic than the ones that we quoted about views, but probably a slightly more important one, as if we don't start to see some attacks swing into the favour of Guts, QConfirm might really build upon their momentum.
I really have to say, I think the mirror setup that they're currently using on QConfirm is key to the success of this site. If you go into the bottom floor, you see one aimed towards the hallway going to the break room and kitchen, and you have the other one just aimed at the complete locker side of things, which makes it basically impossible to attack the archives from a horizontal standpoint. That means they need to take the vertical control to try and take these angles, to try and get grenades in, to try and just shut them down as they move across. But that is exactly the game the defenders are playing themselves. 3 C4s are on the board. They are there to shut you down as soon as you try and engage in any vertical angles. As soon as you try to engage into the top floor sides, they're there to shut you down. And I think that mirror is really key to this. Just coming back to the point, key to the setup that they're currently using, because it's just so hard to deal with the players below if they're using C4s to take you out, and if you cannot even contest them horizontally.
Yeah, solid setup, solid lockdown, and, well, a solid start at least for the opener here, as they seemingly have this top floor control that they want to start trying to hit these angles and take care of anyone below. The first may be the man with the plan, and the plan was to plant on the previous attack swings. Lysolis, who is under a little bit of pressure in antechamber, but is otherwise still standing. Hajime on the pulse, a very important operator on this map, can get through 2 floors of intel and information, and with the rectangular nature of Consulate, you can get an entire feet, bead and read on the heartbeats of the entire approach from an attack. If you're clever, moving and manipulating, you feed that to your team and things like this might start to happen, one apiece, as the bullets start to spray. And Roldini's going to get aggro but get dropped for the occasion. Lily swings and offers some support to Shu, who's trying to approach from the side of Spiral Stairs. Producer Boom has to try and reapproach with those C4s, but with the floor steadily falling into the hands of Guts Gaming above, this role of the pulse, this role of the aggression is going to become more and more important for the defenders.
Are they going to do what I think they're going to do? Yes, they're going to be opening up onto the hatch right there, but it doesn't matter as Crazy Papillon is going to be able to take down Hajime. And suddenly QConfirm falling apart right here, even though it looked so well for them. Losing out on some of these C4s. Now the plant will be coming down as well. Beautiful flick there as Producer Boom manages to get one. Her reply will be there as well as Healthcare picks up yet another. And suddenly we're in a 2-on-2 situation with one being stuck in the side and one being near the Visa stairs. The C4, however, will be able to take down Healthcare himself, or Producer Boom himself, as Shu gets that final kill. That leaves it all up to Healthcare now. He's alone, standing, trying to take care of the side, but he will be taken out. It's Shu that wins the round. And that means Guts are now yet another point up, only 1 away from drawing the score.
4-3, well read, well played by Guts. And I guess it's one of those things where, for the first time, they seem to have control over the positioning of their opponents. Everything was beat out, and I said and cited it as being a bit of a problem when they were on their defenses, is they lost a bit of the sight of where QConfirm were and why QConfirm wanted to be where QConfirm were. But, without saying their name any more times, you're looking at a situation here where, as we saw with the Buck opening that angle, forcing against the hatch, knowing the plays that wanted to be made, they seemed one step ahead. and it resulted in them being able to get a round win. Let's see if they can take it onto lobby press as we find ourselves still dancing around these hyper-aggressive sites.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Would you say you're getting QConfirm now for QConfirm?
I think... I know, I mean,
I'm gonna recycle
I already
that
called
one.
myself an airhead earlier. I'm not quick enough to make these jokes right now. I sneezed. That's the air coming out of my head.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. 4-3, as you said and cited, and well, it looks like currently Guts are trying to send them to the Q Infirmary if they want to be having any of these aggressions. We got to look at the first round of this game where they weren't even allowed in to the building.
Yeah, now it's up to them to try and make sure that Guts is not going to be allowed to enter the building. Just make sure that they have the same or similar kind of angle set up. Make sure that they're able to put down the pressure when it's needed. I really like the fact that we actually see the Twitch coming out right here just to take out the Evil Eye. That is some real quick piece of utility gone. ADS will follow up as well. And now this one can start recharging. As Yura still has another drone he can use to start opening up on that utility as well. But there's some very quick clearance coming in right there on the side, and it shows you that they might want to be addressing this attack with a lot of pace.
Rotation opened and salvation hopefully there, but they probably don't want to use it too much. A solid yellow stairs lock seems to be the first bit under pressure. They start to try and get this body that is playing in towards the console desk. Lily is going to offer some support on the opposite window and potentially try and get themselves repelled and the ability to pinch. But look at this angle cover with Hajime on one side and then the control on yellow stairs too. They are in a bit of a good stead here. Producer Boom can try and swing up angrily from yellow stairs if they want to, but there's no real intensity. Healthcare doesn't have to move too much. They're allowed to force some time, and it's down to Guts Gaming to try and push them out.
Guts indeed need to solve this puzzle that QConfirm has built for them. Is that at least, well, at least they think they know one person is right behind that reinforcement, and that's the double impact coming in from Light. There's going to be a concussion thrown right after to try and confirm whether or not someone was there, but that's going to be confirmed clear right now. And this might give a false hope of security to its Crazy Papillon, who instead of trying to repel in, is going to be trying to drone now. Now secures and knows that one person is indeed inside of the console office, and thus will not be going for a direct repel in. Instead, it seems like Guts Gaming is starting to execute into the piano side of things. A shoe is already in, smokes are there to cover the execute, and surely a plant must go down soon because they have control right now of console as they all fell back. However, he is not safe to do anything right here because there is no support. He needs to go for these kills instead. And whilst Pulse is still from below, it's Shu that picks up a double kill. The pre-fire fails to go down, and that means a plant surely is coming in with only 1 second left on the clock. Healthcare, however, picks him up just in time, and that is going to be resetting that timer. 40 seconds on the clock, the diffuser is dropped, and Guts Gaming need to take control of that yet again. They need to take out these players that got the control over the bathroom again. And they need to recover that diffuser.
What an insane scramble that's led to a pretty unknown situation right now for both teams. They thought they had the game over each other. They had the diffuser in a fantastic position, and they had an amazing double kill to be able to keep themselves there. But then just one impact frag, one impact moment, and two players in Guts Gaming being a bit too far away. It's pushed them all the way down to the wire, but they still somehow throw themselves at it, throw themselves with the guts their name is attributed to, and throw themselves level pegging on this game.
After they failed pre-fire attempt from the Zofia, was like, surely the Jaeger is going to be able to pick up 1 or 2 kills here, but his buddy that was joining right after him managed to get the job done, managed to get the pre-fire down, and that landed them into that 1v3 situation. Yes, there was not much time left, but they had that under control from that point onwards, and that means we are all equal now. 4-4 is the score, and it is going to be QConfirm that might see their lead evaporate, as it already has, but it might be trailing after this round as well.
I'm kind of a bit sad we didn't see the lock-in on Oryx there. I think this is a good map for him. I know it's one of those things I've said with hesitation because it's still hard to pull off what can be pulled off, but it's something I always cite about this map, and something I love about Consulate is the hatch synergy, is how well you can hit top to bottom, which used to be all you could hit, but obviously since his addition and his attribution, as well as obviously the power of a certain attacker with a grapple hook that has mixed results, it allows a bit of freedom on this map, and it's something where you can make it work once or twice. You can keep the aggressors guessing, and I don't know, I just like the idea of seeing it done well.
And the thing is, I agree with you. He is very valuable potentially on Consulate. This might be the one and only map where he really would be able to shine. Now, the only other map I could think of is maybe Coastline, as you said. There's also a lot of hatches there, and you really do not want to rotate through the center part, because often you have players on the roof just holding off rotations there. But it often has to go with information. You just don't want to be jumping up a hatch just to find someone aiming at you there. And, well, if the Valkyrie is banned out and the Echo is banned by default due to, of course, the current situation with him, there's not much information you're going to be able to get. Either you're going to have to deploy an Evil Eye on the hatch you want to be jumping up on, or you need to have a Mozzie that's able to get a drone or two and put them into the positions where you might be wanting to rotate up. But it's not a reliable strategy to rely on the fact that you're going to be able to hack these drones and move them in time and make sure they're not being found by the attackers as they're trying to clear the backs.
A weird bit of silence has broken out over a Consulate. To be honest, has been peppered with slight moments of refrain, and then everybody playing their game and playing it full swing against each other, and it seems like it's about to start to kick off yet again. Lycolis is looking for anyone that's close. As I said, the ability of this scanner on this map, if we're going to talk about how great Oryx can be, again, I think this is a map where Pulse really shines. He's so good in great hands, sure, but here, even in experienced hands, not to say that anyone on this game is, but it allows you so much intel, and when you have the constant bans of Falcon, obviously Echo's gone too, it's just a great bit of utility and a great bit of addition to any defensive force, with all the C4s that are often brought alongside, this time only 2. The hands of Lycolis and the hands of Producer Boom.
Pulse indeed a very key operator to a map like this. As you said, you can be the basement, you can basically spot everybody out, and as we mentioned it, he wanted to go for a run out, got caught up by the Claymore, and I wanted to say, Pulse is a great operator for information, but it won't give you quite the same information you want to have if you want to go for jump outs, like for example Valkyrie gives you, and at the moment I say that, he gets caught off due to a jump out, just demonstrating that point. As that means the entry frag is here for Guts. They have the opportunity to take the control. 2 zaps will be used to just temporarily disable that Evil Eye. The plants now will be coming down as well. The flashbang is masking the sound, however, and as he tries to go for a bit of a pre-fire, will lose his life instead. Crazy Papillon got it down. 40 seconds left on the clock, and Lily will be down on his way out. But it is going to be the 3-on-3 with only 30 seconds to get defusing, otherwise the round is lost.
Lai had the big angle and puts them into a 3 versus 3. Hajime attempts to run out but can't quite see the heads of those that need to be clicked down. With that lobby watch from the opposite side, it's a very unfortunate situation. And, well, you fed yourself into an unfortunate gun. The F2, always good, always present. And so is Euro, unfortunately, takes the double and puts Guts Gaming in the lead.
The lead of QConfirm has been evaporated and has been taken over by Guts, who are now looking like the stronger team right here. Their attacks have been flawless. They've not even gotten close to losing it out yet. Maybe from that one lobby round as an exception where they dropped the diffuser, but they managed to recover themselves oh so well. And Guts really showing up right now, really showing what they can do. As they are heading into round number 10. The opportunity for them to go to match point, or the opportunity for QConfirm to push it to 5-5 and make sure we have a little bit of a sprint towards the end, or see if we have to get to overtime.
I mean, I think it's, for me, I guess a couple of questions answered. Obviously, we've now seen 4 rounds in a row from both teams. But the way it's swung into the favor here on the attacks of Guts Gaming, we know this is an aggressive region. What it seems like is Guts are much better at seeing a goal and snatching it. They go full aggro. They don't try and be sneaky or subtle about their plays or their plans. You know, they've moved under smoke, sure, but they've done it with volume. They've done it with gusto, and they've done it with the attentiveness of guns. QConfirm on their attacks, they were a little bit sneakier, a little bit stealthier. We saw a couple of attempted slip-in plants in close proximity and walk-ins, and I guess for now, it's just the difference here of Guts is they're happy to go into these gunfights. And QConfirm, they can't quite find that same aggression that Consulate breeds and breeds very well.
Indeed, they have managed to put up quite a good attacking health, I must say, but right now just seeming outclassed by Guts Gaming. They are doubling down on whatever QConfirm brought, as they're opening up some quick hatches just to put some pressure, not to actually use themselves straight away, but just the fact that it's opened up. A player walking past is going to be thinking twice whether or not he will commit to the actual flank. As you see it, 2 have been opened up.
It's just another waiting game as well. It's just another situation where we're looking at them holding, hoping and seeing if they can catch a member of QConfirm on the back foot. But this is it. This is a team that, as I said, it likes to play this muted aggression. It likes to be bolsterous about the ground that it wants to take control of, and it likes to be a little bit forward about it too. And while leaning in with the popping of the top floor and the popping of the control, Papillon is trying to start some of the bloodshed, but it's actually Lily that goes down first, dropped all the way through the stair set, through the staircase. Lysolis, with a quick spray and a quick bit of return aggression and fire, is able to start things almost in the good foot, but there's the pickup, there's the cover, and there's at least 20 seconds wasted.
Lycolis is using that FMG actually rather than the shotgun, a sight not often seen by these smoke players, but might just not feel as comfortable with the SMG-11 as Hajime would, because I'm sure that one of them will be using the shotgun. As that we have the entry frag healthcare able to take down Yura. That is exactly what QConfirm need. It's going to be Hajime to follows up as well, and suddenly they're finding themselves in a 2-man lead as Hajime going back up to the yellow stairs, knowing there's more pressure to be taken care of on that first floor, and surely soon they'll be able to deal with that. Just waiting ever so slightly, just hoping to stall out just that little bit and force the attackers to go for a hunt.
Well, the pressure and control is now in their slight favor, but with 50 seconds, they've got to start trying to strike downwards. They have some ground, but they're also missing 2 bodies and a little bit of a disadvantage in terms of bodies. There's at least one back. Lily is finally able to get some revenge from the top floor and take someone out from the long angle. But the long angles are only going to be so good for so long, and that time has passed now as they try and apply the pressure onto the front door. With 20 seconds on, they've got to start getting this open. The impact is going to stop this in the making and force only a sight hole. They're going to have to throw one more and hope that it lands, because by the time it goes in, they're at least able to take care of Roldini. Now is the time, now is the pressure, now's the moment to strike. There's a body either side and you can't quite find the way through. It's messed up. They can't quite get in. They've got to go for the crawl, got to go for the cover, got to go for the attempt at anybody that anyone can see, but Shu waits it out due to misplaced utility.
He was, of course, going to be able to get through, as 2 would be enough to either go for a vault or a crouch, but he was looking for the Maestro Chem, I believe, underneath the white fan. Then 3 smoke canisters were tossed in as well, as that was the only point of entry he could potentially use. He was basically dead as soon as he would be moving through that breach right there, and decided not to do it. Decided to pad the stats a little bit, as we are now in a 5-5 situation. Suddenly, we are having ourselves a match again, as QConfirm manages to shut down these ever so flawless attacks that Guts have been able to bring. But he's passed 4 rounds. And round 11 is upon us. Well, Mai's getting 6 picked out, and will be brought in for a Lucy.
5-5. We're back again, we're back on the board, and we're back in a situation where it is level pegging. We're also back to lobby. 2 times this has been attempted, both times it's failed. The first was close, but it was only close because of heroics with the man in the shower. The second, well, it seemed much more in control of Guts. What is the difference here, QConfirm? What is the change that you think is going to make the difference and make it a better option than obviously the split site, which was your first attempt, or CEO on the top floor?
Something has to change. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to keep that one up. Seeing a lot of openings being made, some barbed wire being placed as well, extra verticals to be created just to make sure that they're not going to be able to sneak in another plant like they did the last time around. And thus, the top floor control will be even more important. As the last time around, they managed to shut down whoever was playing in projector. And after that, there was no one stopping or attempting to stop a plant whatsoever. And that means you need to double down on that. You need to keep control of projector. You need to keep control of the rooms around it. And if you manage to do that, if you manage to succeed in that mission, you might be able to stop that. Oh, the default cam. This pains me.
I like how that completely cut what you were saying. You were like,
Yeah.
oh, default cam. Yeah, default cam still up is always going to cause a couple of problems, and that gives the smoke, the bead to say, well, I could just stop this now. Is it still standing? Well, I think so. Oh, they've got it now, and the drones are starting to go through as Lily is able to apply some pressure. And, well, it's eyes on right now. Guts Gaming, as I've said, they've had 2 success stories on this push, but their only failed story on their attack so far was the previous round, and they don't want to find themselves dropping into an uncomfortable situation. Europe playing a dangerous balancing high wire act on the top floor is waiting for a run out and waiting for some QConfirm aggro, but to be honest, that's only really come when they've been in a dangerous situation. And a post plant is the only time we've really seen a run out from the hands of the current defenders, and I don't know if that's subject to change anytime soon.
Right. You're holding, just standing on top of that, on the roof right here, hoping for a jump out, hoping to... would be a new way to cancel jump out, to counter it. It's not one I've seen often. Normally we would see someone in spawn just holding in between little pillars you see on the balcony, just trying to shut them down as they move through. We've seen air jump being deployed above, or, you know, someone just repelled up in general. It's a new way of dealing with it. I can appreciate it. The question is, will it work? Will someone go for a jump out as Lily gets the first kill in?
Well, they've dug themselves in and dug into a situation and dug through the ash inside antechamber, but it was a trade. Both of them took each other's life. With healthcare on the floor no more, well, it's a 4 versus 2 and 3 versus 2. Quick trades and quick work from producer Boom above, able to slip in underneath the non-watchful eyes, but there it is, Euro with some revenge, and it's all down to the pulse, and 40 seconds is loads of time for the attackers to set themselves up in a situation, get in a position where they can at least guarantee a trade. There is a great take though! And there is almost the second. It's a very narrow firing line, and they're going in with the pistol. They know they have no time to waste. 70 seconds and a long throw, and C4 doesn't do any more. Crazy Papillon saves the life of the planter over the shoulder. You can hear the beeping of the menacing explosive, and it was an important kill to get and an important round to put them on map point.
It's a very important kill to get indeed. I'm not sure if that C4 would have been able to kill the planter, but if it did, if that peak would not have come through, that would have meant that the diffuser was dropped yet again. And it would have meant that the Buck then had to choose, do I chase or do I go for a plant? And at the distance he was away from that Pulse, if Pulse would have just detonated it and somehow managed to get the kill into the diffuser, the only thing he could do there is just go for a plant, because there's no way you can catch up to Lycola's. A 3-speed like that, as he would be rushing down the stairway, hoping to be chased.
5-6, lobby press, yet again. Curious, I think, is my main word on this. If we were questioning how many times Fuse was bought on the attacks, it's also how many times they've opted for this as their defense. Do they really believe this is their best hope? Do they truly believe this is the site where they can actually make some ground? As I said, it's been close many times, but close is defined by these 1 versus 2 moments where someone's able to get the diffuser carrier in a 4 versus 2 moment, and it spirals from there. Catching someone by surprise in the ankle and just nipping at their attack to cause problems is a tough art and a tough balancing act. And so far it's been one where they've kept falling off the wire, and I'm curious why they're so determined to try and make it across this one on this site.
Yet again, choosing to go for this lobby take. Do I see 2 ADSs being deployed right there on the 1 piano window? Can we... There we have it, 2 of them in the middle of it. And a Malusi. All to stop anybody repelling in, I guess, and quickly getting behind the piano to try and attempt a plant. I can respect that. I'm not sure if that will solve them and fix them this round, however.
Well, Lily's with
the issues have
no time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I thought Lily was instantly going to try and swing onto the little cupboard walk-in on the opposite side, and Lysolis has very quickly picked up that the pressure's coming in hot, heavy, and fast, and it seems like, as you said, they're trying to stop this quick pace and quick play, but it's applied a little bit of pressure to Guts Gaming and to QConfirm even from Guts Gaming. I'm wondering if they thought they might be able to catch an early kill that way.
Might have been able to potentially get one, and yet again, as you just saw, the first breaching round took care of the evil eye. The second one will be taking care of the shield that will be placed in antechamber. And as there's no ADS being placed in any of these rooms, as 2 of them have been used in piano, and potentially the last one in bathroom, that was just free to take, and surely he got spotted out by these drones, because Guts Gaming is really smart on their information play so far. Right now, we see Crazy Papillon just holding for flanks, holding for jump outs, hoping to pick someone up. As QConfirm, they could be deciding to go nuclear at any point and just jump out from any window they can find. Instead, it's Lycolos, if he's taking some damage right here, will be picked up by Shu, who was still in admin, just droning out. Got a call from his teammate, as it was like he's moving into admin now. Just stands up, guts the kill, goes back onto the drone, like it's business as usual. And QConfirm now 1 man down into a, well, 4v5 situation with 1:10 minutes left.
Well, you've looked at how they've taken this before, and now they have a bit of vertical and some confusion how vaulting works. But they've solved the problem, and they've solved the idea of how can we keep pushing across. Eyes in connector and eyes on the front door, as they look to potentially try and take this as a lobby. Producer Boom blows someone up, maybe the first time we've seen that happen. Lives up to his name finally after all the rounds that we've called for it, and it's an important take 2 because that is your Sophia off the board. Crazy Papillon tries to stick the diffuser in, gets a sneaky plant under the noise and the audio. There's a swing of a Maestro, and there's a great bit of cover, and there is a default plant for the first time. 4 versus 2, all to do for the 2 remaining players. Hajime has 2 smoke canisters left. He's going to bait some noise and attention on the opposite side as Producer Boom goes for the trick but doesn't be able to pull it off. Caught by a Claymore. Caught the drone. Caught by a Buck. And Guts Gaming catch themselves a win and catch the hold of QConfirm.
As soon as that plan went down, Fluke, there was nothing left they could do. It was a 4-on-2 with a complete after-plan setup ready and thought through. Guts Gaming managed to get the win in here today, as their attacks have just by far been better than QConfirm's defenses. They managed to shut them down every single time, except for one, and thus managed to take the win here today. A very important one, as it will be, well, edging them just slightly above QConfirm up in the standings. That will be published later today.
Well, that's it. That is the end of an exciting final game on an exciting map after a day of a lot of excitement, I think. Obviously, today was the last day of this split. We now have an idea of the boards, which I'm sure Hap is very excited about going over the numbers on. You've got to give credit to all the teams that gave it their all. Halfway there, though, Hap.
We're halfway there, and that means that, you know, we're also halfway through the season, as logical, of course. I believe the next matches are going to be seeded based on the results of this, and that means we're going to get those on Thursday. So there's going to be a little bit more predictability potentially coming in right here. I'm not sure how you did on your predictions, but I did quite poorly. But let's just toss it over to our analysts to see if they did well or not, because I think today was a pretty cool.
Hap, you are always so graceful. It is